Hello, my name is Giulio Cilona. I'm second Kapellmeister here at the Staatsoper Hannover, and I'm extremely looking forward to conduct Le Nozze di Figaro here. I will bring you through a few little details of the piece and hope that you enjoy getting to know a little bit more about this incredible masterpiece. So, of course, it is well known that Le Mariage de Figaro by Beaumarchais was a political piece. It was written just before the French Revolution, and it's very famous because of this Figaro monologue where he basically says this and this and this are the problems in our society. Of course, Mozart and Da Ponte couldn't allow themselves this at the time. Was the Emperor Joseph II that wouldn't have been allowed. This is why, for example, the aria that you will hear in the fourth act, Aprite un po' quegli occhi. Aprite un po' quegli occhi, uomini incauti e sciocchi, is being transformed into a misogynist aria, let's say, where Figaro sees something from Susanna, which is, of course, he interprets it as her being unfaithful, but it is not at all. It's just the mistake, once more, of Figaro. And he transforms this scene from a critic of the society into a critic of all women. What is also very interesting is the very subtle way which Mozart uses to show the victory of the lower class people on the upper class people. So it is very well known that what we call the recitativo accompagnato, which is basically a recitative accompanied by the strings and not accompanied by only one cembalo or one fortepiano, this was often reserved to the higher class people. So you see this in the beginning, in the third act with the Count, you see this with the Contessa, but you wouldn't expect lower class servants like Susanna and Figaro to receive such a recitativo. And yet the two last numbers before the finale quarto, before the last final, are a recitativo accompagnato e aria for Figaro and Susanna, which is basically his way to show, very subtly, we are worth the same as the higher class people, what they call the higher class people. And in contrary to this, you see how the Contessa lowers herself to sing in a 6/8 bar, which is normally 6/8 bar you hear for choirs, for very low class people, giovinette che fate all'amore, Don Giovanni, for example, oppure ricevete padroncina. This is always farmer music, very, very low class people. And she lowers herself in this absolutely wonderful duet. Canzonetta sull'aria, to sing together with her servant. This was actually Mozart's own idea. It wasn't planned to be a duet, but he turned this into a duet where she dictates the letter to send to the Count to give him this appointment. And basically she sings this together with her servant. She lowers herself to this, and just afterwards you hear the recitativo accompagnato of the other two, which basically means one social class lowers itself, the other one goes up. And I think this is no better symbol 3 years before the French Revolution to show still he managed to achieve the message of Beaumarchais, to show the message of Beaumarchais in a very subtle way that would be allowed from the emperor.